Well, if you don't like ragtime, I'm really sad for you, because I think it has a sound that is unmatched by any style or type of music that I've ever listened to. I guess it kind of has that jazz and blues and almost a rock all kind of mixed in together with it. It's just a spectacular sound. And this is a spectacular white rotary that I just purchased. And I purchased it from the original owner. It came from, I'm trying to remember where it came from. Tell you what, let me stop on here real quick while I check to see which state this came from. I've had so much contact with people about machines recently that I'm looking to add to my personal collection. Aha! So this came out of Pennsylvania. It came out from the east. And the lady I bought it from was the original owner. Got it back in the 1940s. And confirming provenance was really easy. The lady had a lot of stories, a lot of documentation to tell all the details as it related to this spectacular white machine. And I've had this machine in the past. As a matter of fact, one of the videos I did way back when was on this specific machine. So you'll have to look that up. But I can tell you one thing I remember from that, doing that particular video back in the day. It was a video, it wasn't a premiere. We didn't even have premieres back then. That this machine, when it's properly restored, it's got power that is absolutely crazy. Crazy as the sculpting that they did of this material. And I know it's stamped and it's molded, but it sure looks sculpted, doesn't it? It's just absolutely spectacular. I can't really think of too many machines that I can compare to this white rotary model. It's absolutely breathtaking. I mean, it just cries out vintage in every respect. We turn it around this way as well. Even on the faceplate, down to that detail, to give you an idea of how serious they were about their design carrying through the entire machine. Just look at that. I'll get even a little bit closer. What a masterpiece. What an amazing masterpiece. Holy cow! And there obviously is a plate that goes in this space right here. As a matter of fact, I can see it packaged right in here. I don't have my screen turned around, so yeah, we're looking at about the same thing. I don't know how easily I can get to it. It doesn't, they didn't really pad. They didn't pad this, and they didn't pad the other parcel that they put in here either. So let's see if I can get past this this wrap, and we'll put it on the machine just so that it the machine feels a little bit more complete. There we go. And it looks like we've got a couple little minor imperfections on the faceplate that I'll have to see if I can buff those out a little bit. What an absolutely incredible machine. Turn this around. And this is going to be powered in a similar manner to the way that Jody's golden free Westinghouse was. It's going to have that pulley that makes direct contact with the balance wheel, and it's basically a friction type pulley, and it presses into that balance wheel when you engage the foot controller. So I think there's a lot of possibilities with this white rotary. I think it's got a lot of potential. I love their upper stitch length controller too. You know, they give you the numerical numbers, but they basically just say loose and tight. So if that bottom lock stitch is loose, or if it's you know, if it's too tight, then you just adjust that little meter accordingly. Obviously, you're going to bring it towards the tight if it's if you have kind of a bird nesting situation going, and if it's really pulling that that lock stitch up too high so that it's loosening that top stitch, then you're going to move towards the loose region on this stitch length controller. I also love this little spoon style light as well. I think it's just really an original look. It's going to be similar to the aftermarket lights that they came out with for the Singer Spartan. Again, the Singer Spartan is kind of the poor man's version, the downscale version of the Singer 9999K, and it came out of the factory by intent with no light. And that light on that Singer 192K, aka Spartan, is going to be real similar to the design of this one. But the really cool thing about the white rotary is there really is no equal to it within the vintage circles. Not among any of the brands. Unless you go way, way, way back, a lot earlier than 1940s. You're not going to find a machine that can be considered its equal in aesthetic design and the unique characteristics of what make the machine a white rotary. And there you can see that friction pulley on the back that comes off of the motor. This one still has a little bit of life left in it, but it's nearing the end of its useful life, so I'm going to have to look at upgrading that and putting a new friction disc type pulley on there. Looks like also our silver plating is just a little bit on the dingy side. We'll have to deal with that as well. Even above the motor mount, look at that. So this again is a machine that I sourced, talked at length with the original owner, and she actually bought this machine in Pennsylvania, actually Pennsylvania/Ohio back in the day. These machines again were manufactured and rolled out of, you look at the back of the motor again, they were rolled out of none other, once we zero in, Cleveland, Ohio. And there you can see all the other nomenclature information on there. The patent number, the number of cycles of the motor, the voltage, the watts, and even down to the serial number on the back of the motor as well, which also helps us a little bit, not always horribly accurate, but it does help us a little bit as far as the dating of the machine. But again, I love this style of machine because there was so much care and so much attention given. They didn't just mold a body and then throw some decals on it like most of the makers of the day, to include Singer. I mean, there were some body contours on some of the machines that Singer rolled out that gave it more of a curvaceous, sexy look, but a lot of the adornment of the Singer machines, and certainly other machines of the day as well, the Pfaffs, the Husqvarna Vikings, the Wilson and Wheelers, all of those machines leaned on the decal and the filigree as their main source of adornment for that machine. They didn't take into account that at the factory they could include in their molding process a very unique stamping type technology that would allow them to give a cast iron appeal to the machine that went well beyond what most of the vintage makers were doing in that day. Many of them had not even conceived of taking the adornment of a machine to this level where the machine just cried out in a soft voice and captured everyone's attention immediately. it just immediately was like, wow, that I've never ever seen a machine like that before. And that's really the one thing that just, I haven't had one of these for quite a while, a long time. Look at that. Even on the inside of the balance wheel, they have that texturing into the molded metal of the machine. They don't miss a beat. And again, on the shiny portions, the top of the balance wheel, the spool pin, right above the needle bar and the presser foot bar, across the front of here, and all the way down to here. We're not talking chromed adornments. We're talking silver plating. Silver plating, just like the domestic sewing machine company wanted to go above and beyond what everyone else was doing. And so they said, we're not going to chrome our silver portions of the machine. We want to use silver plating to set us apart from everyone else out there. So it just makes such a unique approach to making a machine that you just can't find anywhere else. And it gives it a look that is unique unto that machine. So all I can say is that this is going to go into my personal collection. Haven't decided yet whether or not I will offer this beauty for sale or not. But I can say this, that it's something that I might consider. It's something I might consider. So let me put on a little bit more music. And I'll come off the tripod so you can see this spectacular machine a little bit closer up. I love that feeling. Well, there you have it. The White Rotary, one of the most spectacularly unique machines that I can say is currently in my personal collection. And if you want to reach out and express an interest in it, I'm always open to talking. But this is going to probably be one that I hang on to pretty doggone tight. I mean, just look at it. Wow. All right. Well, thanks for joining in this unboxing of this very cool White Rotary sculpted machine from the 1940s. Just a masterpiece of design engineering. So stay tuned for other great videos. God bless you guys. And by the way, I should mention, we are now officially at 6,000 subscribers. Hey! Yeah, it's pretty exciting. All right. Take care, folks.